back to my channel. If it's your first time here, welcome to my channel. This is More Than Words. It's all about living life in black and white. If you don't know what that means, people with borderline personality disorder, that's me, we view life in a very black and white way. And trying to find the gray area does not come naturally, and it is not easy, but it is essential to trying to be the best you that you can be and not let this disorder define you. Now, I was actually thinking about talking about if you really can control your emotions scientifically, especially when you have a disorder. That means that your emotions are dysregulated. But I decided that for those who feel like that's not really a thing, that it would make more sense for me to interview a therapist the way I interviewed my mom, who's a health coach for the health stuff and, changing your eating habits and your lifestyle habits and just being healthier overall. That was the last video. If you haven't seen it, go check that one out. So I'm thinking I want to do something similar for this because it kind of makes more sense for you to hear from an expert in the field, but not just one who actually understands and deals with it for a living and studies it for a living, but also has dealt with it in their family and has known me through mental illness and seen the changes in me, because I could tell you how much I've changed, but that doesn't mean anything to you really coming from me, right? But if I have it coming from somebody who has seen like my black and whites, and when I'm way out there, because I could be way out there, y'all, and really trying to help you understand if that's actually possible, right? So I plan on doing that in the future, but I do want to just kind of touch on the fact that I don't want to make it seem like my borderline is just gone, right? Because there are recovered borderlines. My borderline is in remission. Now, once upon a time, I believed it was gone, that I was just resolved, there was no more borderline, I was healed of that. It wasn't until I experienced a lot more trauma and tragedies that a mom shouldn't experience, that compounded on top of the tragedies that gave me borderline in the first place, or contributed to it anyway. And then a great deal of loss. And all these things snowballed, and I felt deserted, I felt alone, I felt angry at the world. And so at that time, I definitely just went full-blown borderline. And she has a name. Her name is Calypso. I hope you never see Calypso. I hope she never appears on this channel. I appreciate what Calypso has done for me in trying to protect me, trying to protect that child in me that needed protection. But she definitely goes too far. She is out of control, and she hurts everybody that I love. So I work very, very hard not to let Calypso out and let her be in control. But that does not mean that I don't struggle, and I've been really struggling lately. And so I wanted to actually share that, because I feel like I did share that I was struggling with vanity recently. But, when I struggle all the way around. I struggle with a shopping addiction, because borderlines have very addictive personalities. And when life is hard and things are going on, your addictions could change. You could get addicted to people, get addicted to food, you could get addicted to drugs, you could get addicted to sex, you could get addicted to shopping. And also, one of the things that's really hard is that you hyper focus on something. And I think that's also a combination of my ADHD as well. I think I had shared I don't know if I shared all my diagnosis the first video, but yes, I have borderline personality disorder, but I also have CPTSD, ADHD, and I was diagnosed with traits of cyclothymia, which is like a borderline, but it is like it's like bipolar. It's a form of bipolar, But instead of it being like months at a time, it's like rapid mood swings throughout the day. Personally, though, that is also what borderline is, so I don't really know how you would know one from the other. I mean, they're the same thing. That rapid mood swings that are out of control every day. So my point, I digress. My point is that so I've been struggling with shopping, and especially during Christmas time, because what happens is, like, it's a green light, you're supposed to shop anyway, and you start looking at deals and you get caught up and you go overboard, and it's too much. And it's my love language, so it's not necessarily always for myself, but it does bring me a great deal of joy to shop for others, and it's just something that I have to watch, because once I open that door, I find myself just wanting to keep doing it, and I have to rein that back in. And now I'm reining back in how I eat, and I shared that on my last video, and trying to get my health under control. But also, I hyper focus on stuff that bothers me. So, like, one of the things that triggers me is being on social media, which is kind of weird because I'm a social media personality. My husband and I have a show that is successful about professional wrestling, and like, so to say that it's not like I'm anti-social media, but you really have to limit yourself. You have to know what is going to trigger you and what's not. You might be wondering why you always hear YouTubers asking you to like and subscribe to their channel. Comment below. I want to hear what you're thinking, and you're, oh. But actually, the only way that we are successful as YouTubers are if you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Because when YouTube sees that happening, they push you out there to everybody. And the more people who see you, the more you grow. And eventually, when I hit enough subscribers, I don't want to say what it is right now because it's a discouraging number. But when I hit that number, well, you know what? No, I won't. When I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'll be able to go live and interact with you guys live the same way we do on our other channel. But for now, please subscribe. Don't just watch, like, and give me your views, because I will read them. And I'll even comment back. Thank you. Coming on and talking to other wrestling fans about wrestling is not necessarily going to trigger me, except for when people like attack my husband or get really crazy. My fight or flight mode is always on. That's part of the issue. So it's very hard for me when someone attacks somebody I love not to like jump back. But we have a great team of moderators that come in and who handle that for us. And so that's really helpful. I used to read through all the comments, but there are people who leave ugly comments. So there's times where I know I can't do it. And there's times where I'm in a place where I don't care. I just have to know me and know where I'm at that moment. And I need to avoid things that trigger me, right? There's also certain friends that I need to avoid at certain times because it may lead me into, making decisions that are not going to help me in the long run. And even though I love them, I need to make sure that I am guarding myself against, giving Calypso any out, right? And also, I don't know what it is, like ever so often I'll go into like a borderline group, right, on Facebook, and I'm like, oh, let me try to give some helpful advice. I have this channel because I would like to give helpful advice, because for me, if I overcome something, I feel like I'm supposed to help others overcome the same thing. Why else would God have me in that situation? So at the point where I'm like, hey, you could change your life. It doesn't have to be this way. I was where you are. Like, you could work hard and get there. And then, man, the reaction from some people are like, oh, what did you do? But, I mean, we got a bad rap for a reason. Because if you're emotionally unstable and now you feel like I'm attacking you, you feel like I'm criticizing you, you feel like I'm judging you, like, you go into this whole thing and it's like, you wonder why you ain't got no friends. I'm sorry, but The reality is, just because you have borderline does not mean that you need to be a complete ass. You just don't. You can listen to advice, and you can mature, and you can try to be a better you every day, better than the one day who you were the day before. All of us should be doing that, whether we have borderline or not. And so if you are somebody who has a mental illness and you feel offended because I'm telling you that you can do better and that you could have a better life and you could put the work in to start to heal and fix what's broken, then dude, stay where you are. Like, that's so on you. That's your choice. You ain't hurting nobody but yourself. It doesn't offend me that you don't want a better life. I mean, but your thoughts and your mindset are holding you back. Besides the fact that if you think about it, if you have borderline personality disorder, you could be looking in the mirror and the person looking back at you is trying to take you out at any given time. They're attacking the people that love you, they're attacking the people that you love. This mindset that you have right now is broken. So when this mindset tells you you can't get better, why the hell are you listening to a broken mindset? I'm telling you that I've been there and I'm not there anymore, and that I'm in a way better place. I've been married for over 20 years. I've been on my job for over 20 years. I am taking counseling classes to become a mental health crisis coach to help other people who are stuck. So if I'm telling you I was stuck and I got unstuck, and if you're stuck, you could get unstuck too, and you're offended, then you are where you want to be. And you can't just be a victim. You can't just be a victim. You have to decide to do better. I've been there. I promise you I've been there. But if you don't take it from me, that's why I'm going to interview somebody who is a professional who knew me when I was there and knows me now and has seen all of the ups and downs and has actually been with me for, I think we've known each other for over 15 years now. But anyway, so I'm going to work on that. But in the meantime, I just wanted to be honest with you guys that I still struggle with my temper. I still struggle with wanting to get crazy with people who get crazy, especially with people that I love. I still struggle with, my dog is trying to get in. Stop it! Still struggling with the shopping addiction. I'm still struggling with trying to find other ways to make myself better when I've had a really hard day, when I'm triggered by other people that I deal with who also struggle with mental illness in my family. I struggle with like ultra fixating on like when I try to give advice and people with borderline were attacking me and attacking me personally, and I don't know what I'm talking about. And there's something within me that's like, oh, you think I'm stupid? Oh, you think, and then I start getting that riled up because it's not coming natural to me. I'm also dysregulated. And then I go, no, don't do that, because you're here to show them you're not like that anymore. But then what happens is I lay in bed and I'm just thinking about all the stuff I could have said or I should have said or blah, blah, blah. And then finally I go to sleep and wake up in the morning and I'm still thinking about it and can't go back to sleep if it's the middle of the night. Or, you know what I'm saying? So I struggle with all of that. My anxiety comes and goes, and you know, there's different things that I do. Like I play brown noise at night to help me sleep, to slow down my mind and stop the racing thoughts and things like that. I try to make sure I'm out walking the dogs, I'm in nature, everything is quiet. I don't take my phone. I don't want that distraction. I just want that time with me and the dogs, nature, God, my husband. Like, you know, like you have to have those times. You've got to limit yourself to social media. Limit how much social media and TV time you have, because that stuff, it just more than often than not, it is feeding into the negativity. It really is. I mean, yeah, I'm trying to be positive on social media, but how many channels are really trying to do that? So if you're going to be in a community, find one that's building you up and helping you get better and grow. Not one that's just like, oh, woe is me, my life sucks. Oh, my life sucks too. Oh, well, I am lonely. Oh, well, I'm more lonely than you are. Come on, man. Like, that's not really helping you. Just for other people to say, yeah, I'm stuck too. Fine, you're stuck too. Then help each other out of the stuck place. just sit there and feel sorry for yourself. I'm sorry, like I was there, I promise you. But I got out, and it was because, and it's a lot of work to stay out. And you could do it too. But you can't just sit around thinking everybody's going to feel sorry for you as you burn bridge after bridge after bridge, because you're not going to put in the work to be somebody who is safe for the people that you love. You want people to be there for you, but you're not a safe person. That's not fair. You will in a minute talk about the toxic people you had to cut out of your life. I'm sure you could think of one right now. I'd have cut out this friend because they were toxic. I'd have cut out my family member such and such because they were toxic and they triggered me. But no one's supposed to cut you out because you trigger them because you're toxic. No. We all need to work on ourselves. And as we work on ourselves, those around us see that and they're encouraged to do the same. So, I know I was harsh, but damn it, I have borderline. I get passionate. I mean what I mean, and I'm telling you that if you are ill, you might not be completely healed, but you can be better tomorrow than you were today. But you need to set up the boundaries for yourself, figure out what triggers you, figure out what's going to help soothe you, take whatever classes you need to do what you need to do to get better. Because only you are going to do it. I said that before. It doesn't matter who broke you. If you're broken, no one's going to be able to fix you but you. I mean, Jesus will fix you, but he still could only do it with your permission because you trust him to know and want what's best for you. So at the end of the day, if you decide that your life is, and this is for everybody, you ain't even got to have borderline. If you are not happy and you are stuck, you are the only person who's going to change that. So if you want a different life, be a different person. Start tomorrow. Figure it out. Seek counseling. Seek God. He's your creator. He knows you. He loves you. He has a plan for you. You don't know better for yourself than your creator knows for you. Happy New Year. I'm so glad that you're here. If I was too rough, that's okay. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I have come to accept that, believe it or not. Even though I have rejection issues, I've come to accept that because this is who God made me to be. And as long as I'm trying to use it for his glory and to help others, I'm okay with it, no matter who else isn't. So take care. Have a happy new year. Be a better you tomorrow than you were today. Much love.